Let's see. Diving into self-growth, advancing your relationships, growing spiritually. Let's see who pops in today. We're going to have some fun. Answer some questions, get you guys some value. Just started 10 seconds ago. Welcome in the first few people. See who jumps on in today. You guys can feel free to throw any questions down below, stuff you're struggling with, you're trying to advance within your life, things you're trying to create. I've been helping over 100 men and women in my coaching practice since I started it about a year and a half ago. So we're going to give you guys some advice, give you guys some value, help you guys transform your lives. So whoever has the first question, for whoever's just jumping in, throw some questions down below and we're here to help you guys out. Welcome in, everybody. Alrighty, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Who's got the first few questions? We just started the live about 15 seconds ago. See who's going to pop in. Welcome in, everybody. Be answering some questions relating to self-growth as it says on the screen. And whoever's got the first question, I want to dive into. How can we be more confident? That's a very good question. Well, confidence is often built by an identity that you create for yourself and connecting that mental identity and creating it in your reality through actions, right? Building up the pillars and the areas of your life that you feel like you haven't confronted for a long time. And in confronting those, you actually reach the version of yourself you've been looking for your entire life, finding your passions, finding that fulfillment. And we've often been avoiding that. So a lot of the confidence is built by doing the things that you've been avoiding. And then you start to become who you say you are instead of just saying you're that. You actually become it. And you no longer have to tell people who you are. And all you have to do is show them authentically through all of your actions. And the confidence is naturally built through that process of actually reaching a better version of yourself that you're setting out to achieve every single day and committing to that. Then you'll feel a lot more connected. So that's one way that you can start to feel a lot more confident and connect to yourself. It's a good question block. All right, let's see. We got some more people jumping in. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome into the live. We're diving into self-growth. Throw any questions down below. We're here to help you guys out. Let's see who's going to jump in today. We got less people than usual. Usually, we've been getting up to like 70 people on the live consistently. And we had 150 people in the other day. It was pretty dope. So let's see who's jumping in today. Feel free to ask some initial questions down below, guys. We just started the live. Looking forward to connecting with you guys. Any questions are welcome, by the way. There is nothing off limits except politics. That's the only thing that's off limits. Every other question, what are you struggling with? What are you trying to advance with? We're here to help you out. Welcome in, everybody. Blessings, my friend. Blessings to you as well. Appreciate you jumping in. Appreciate you. All right, everybody. Who's got the first few questions? Let's dive into it. That's a really good question, actually, Azra. Let me dive into that as soon as I can approve the comment so everyone else can see it. Hold on. What's going on, everyone on YouTube? We got TikTok over here. We're diving into self-growth, advancing your relationships, growing spiritually. Let's see. Hold on. I'm still trying to approve this comment on TikTok, Azra. I'm not sure why it's not working. Let me get back to it in a second. Is looksism a big issue? I don't know. Lookism? You mean like discriminating against people's looks? Or are you talking about just trying to look better? There's a lot of like looks maxing and stuff like that, and there's a lot of unethical ways that people are doing that for themselves, and it's not truly benefiting them, and it's actually just benefiting their ego and not their actual identity. So you want to actually increase your looks naturally. Go to the gym, start to communicating better with people, getting in the gym, and losing weight, gaining muscle. That's going to be a really good place to start. We're going to get to the question on YouTube real quick. Let's see. How do you get out of an energy slump and get back on top at work? Okay. How do you get out of an energy slump and get back on top at work? Okay, if you're in an energy slump, the question is, where's the energy being drained? What area is the stress being created? And what is the smallest possible step that you can take to start to get that energy back? Oftentimes, it's going to be taking a little bit of space to yourself, 15, 20 minutes. Do something that grounds yourself, something that you feel is creative, something that allows you to feel in tune with your soul. And if you're at work, you take 5 minutes to yourself to do that, you're going to feel a lot more energetic. And you also want to connect to why you started working in the first place at this job, at this venue, at wherever you go. But you want to identify where is the energy lack coming from and where was it before is a good question. Let's see. Where did that question go? Hold on, I'm going to get to all you guys. Yeah, your question didn't go through for some reason. Hold on. I'm 18 and haven't got a girlfriend my whole life. I feel like less than my peers, and I don't know where to begin. Okay, you're 18. Yeah, of course, Derek. You're 18, you haven't had a girlfriend your whole life. I feel less than my peers. Well, it's not that you're less than your peers. You're just in a different place in your life. The question is, if you haven't had a girlfriend, you haven't dated people, the question is why? Do I feel like I'm more introverted? Am I not charismatic? Am I not initiating conversations with people? You want to dive into where this is actually starting for yourself. That way you can actually grasp it and start to take action. You don't know where you're starting from, you're going to feel very disconnected through this experience. So, if you haven't had a girlfriend your whole life, are women, a lot of the women I've talked to, have they not been attracted to me? Have I just not initiated enough conversations? You want to really dive into this. Lee said, should I do a PhD? If you're going to find fulfillment in it, it leads you to the job or career of your dreams, and absolutely. Azra, I just saw your question come in. Do you think an ego death is a great way to grow? Well, I mean, a lot of people do that through certain avenues, which we aren't going to cover on here, but ego death is, you need your ego to survive in the modern day world, in society. You need to have an ego. You need to be able to defend yourself. You need to be able to have conversations and have conscious disagreements without being, I'm super spiritual and blissed out 24/7. So your ego is actually helpful. The question is, what's your relationship like to your ego? A lot of us let our ego run our lives, and we try to be better than other people, and then we know we're not caring, and then we become resentful. That's where it gets dangerous. Your ego can keep you in check, and it keeps other people in check. It's not a bad thing to have. In fact, it's required. No way, it's Brad. What's going on? What's going on, Aaron? Welcome in, everybody. Let's see. I feel like I need to lower my standards to get a girlfriend. Well, the question is, what are your standards? Why do you feel like you need to why do you need to lower your standards? But yeah, what are the standards that you hold for yourself? I'll let you know if you need to lower them or keep them at the place they're at now. If you don't want to settle, that's going to be a bad idea. Left school with no friends, haven't left the house. Where can I make friends and enjoy my life? You can meet people anywhere. Coffee shops, the mall, library, anywhere in reality, you can meet people. Go up to random people. Hey, what's your name? Just looking to tell people I'm looking to meet. I'm trying to meet new people. What's your name? Like, just craft it into the conversation, and you'll be meeting some new people, and potentially you have some more friends. You said you haven't left the house. You have to leave your house to make friends. Hate to break it to you. You're gonna have to do that. It may be uncomfortable, but it's gonna get you exactly what you want, which is connection. Carlos, what's going on? I've had blank for 7 years. And still no one believes it's affecting academics, but it still is. Yeah, I mean, look, it very much affected me when I was experiencing that from 13 to 16 years old. So you want to identify where it's stemming from. Where do you feel stuck? And what are the small actions you can take to start to overcome this for yourself? Now, for me, it was getting in the gym, starting to go on walks, get reconnected with nature, diving into philosophy, spirituality, finding some sort of purpose, passion, and hobby in my life is what got me a really good start. Especially if you've been dealing with this for 7 years before, shoot me a follow and shoot me a DM about it. I used to be in that position, and I'd love to help you out through it, give you some advice there. Not an ego death with blank. I've come to terms that I'm agnostic, atheist, went down a few loops. So yeah, I mean, look, even if you don't believe in God, you still need an ego. I have a job interview on Friday. Any tips? Be authentic and look at the most common questions that they ask people on those types of job interviews, whatever industry it's in, and just memorize a few answers or make it authentic to you, so that way when they ask it, you're not completely lost for words. But also be authentic and just whatever questions they ask, giving them an honest answer. I feel like I've lost a part of my life, essentially. Yeah, why do you feel that way? What do you feel like stemmed from that? Oh, from your religious studies and feeling like you don't believe in it. That can definitely lead you down a rabbit hole, but it's also diving into the philosophy of nihilism, feeling like nothing matters. So yeah, Azra, if you feel called to, shoot me a follow and shoot me a DM about this. Would love to dive into it. Amen said, should I celebrate the losses? You shouldn't celebrate the losses. You should you should analyze the losses and see what you can do better, see what mistakes were made, and see how you can change your behavior. You shouldn't celebrate them, but they can still push you forward if you take the lessons from it. Absolutely. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. All right. Freak said, "Oh, you're giving up your time for an employer that doesn't care about you." Yeah, not always the most optimal thing to do, but sometimes you got to do that for a certain period of time. Welcome in, everybody. Feel free to throw some questions down below, guys. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Any questions are welcome. What you guys are struggling with, you're trying to advance with, you're trying to create in your life, here to help you guys out. What should one do with 25K at 18 from a passed away parent? If you're 18 years old and you have $25,000, it's a good question. Well, it depends on if you're going to university, depends on, I'll definitely use it to sustain your life, of course. You can make some investments, but I'm not going to advise you on exactly which ones, what to do. You could talk to a financial advisor for that. But look into investments, also look into, definitely don't blow the money. Definitely don't do that. Best book, Moss said. Best book, I like Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, as well as The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and also a lot of other books, but those are some of my favorites. Very general self-help books that a lot of people get into. Can I ask for a film recommendation? I find them motivational and need that energy now. Oh, yes. You should go watch Inception. Inception is one of my favorite movies of all time. What helped you decide to be a life coach? That is a good question. I was diagnosed with depression at 13, dealt with it until I was 16. I was able to completely overcome it, and then studied psychology, philosophy, spirituality for the next 6 to 7 years of my life, and then decided to start coaching, and I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice. And I think really only the reason I care about coaching so much and it connects so deeply to my soul is because I struggled so much when I was younger, and I was able to overcome that. So I have a deep passion for helping other people help themselves too. So that's definitely a part of it. You DM'd me 4 days ago. Well, I apologize if I didn't get back to you. I might have missed your DM. Lucas, you DM'd me 4 days ago, just shoot me a follow-up DM right now so it goes to the top. I'll be sure to get to you. Why Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. It shows you the limits, the almost limitless expansive potential of your mind. He ran like a 100-mile race with no training. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying you should do that, but it evokes a lot of lessons, which is like, when I think I'm at the end, I'm working as hard as I possibly can, I'm doing all that I can. You're not. There's so much more you could be doing. And it's not just for productivity, it's also for like creativity. I can tap more into this. I can have more expansive conversations in relationships. So many different aspects. It's just a very expansive book of the story of his life. You want to get rid of your OCD? Well, sometimes it's a diagnosis that you can't fully get rid of, but to understand it more is going to be very important, and developing a relationship with that part of you. And if your mind is all over the place all the time, it's like a homing missile. Take that homing missile and direct it towards something in particular that you want to improve upon, that you want to focus on, that you want to be passionate with, that you want to constantly build with. That's going to be a first place to start. Allow your mind to overthink. Just overthink in areas that's going to benefit you. Hey man, no joke, but you're honestly the cutest thing I've seen all night. Hope that's not weird. I have a very fulfilling relationship with my girlfriend, but I appreciate the compliment. I'm from Europe, so all education is free. I've not moved out yet or anything. I don't really need it yet. Oh yeah, so just keep it there. No need to spend it on anything if you don't know what to do with it yet. This child trying to give advice again. Shocking arrogance. What's going on, T? Welcome in. What do you do when you are mid-30s? Man, no one will hire you for whatever reason. Well, how many places have you applied to? Definitely going to ask you that, because some people apply to 5 places and they're like, no one's hiring me. You should apply to 500 places. Molly, what's going on? I'm a teen and looking to get to know a guy better. How do I start that without being awkward? Well, it's worth understanding that awkwardness is only created in your mind, and then it's created in reality. There's no awkwardness that's created between two people. Like, if you're being authentic, especially as a girl, you're just being authentic, you're having a conversation, you're talking about something you care about, you're asking him curious questions, you're going to see if he's interested or not. It's only awkward, and silence is only awkward if you believe it to be. If you take 2 seconds to process your thoughts and then say something next, there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's about your relationship with yourself. How confident are you in yourself and your ability to express yourself authentically, that's what we really want to dive into here. And asking the guy curious questions is going to be something that shows that he's interested or not. So Molly, that's a really good place to start. Do you have any advice for a third world country? I don't have advice for the third world country itself, but if you're in a third world country and you need advice for something in particular, shoot me a question about it. I thought you were doing sign language. I'm not doing sign language. I am doing gestures with my hand, though. I talk very expressively. Hey Brad, how are you doing? Good, doing good, Ryan. How are you? 35-year-old male in New Zealand. Stuck in a dilemma to change careers. Is it worth it? Actually, crazy enough, one of my clients in New Zealand is potentially changing his job, and we were just talking about it. It really depends on what job you're working now, what's the pay like at the new one, what's the passion level. So NZ, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about more of the in-depth details about this, we'll love to have a more open conversation about it and give you some more advice with it. Samuel said, advice, guy in his late 20s got laid off from welding after 5 years looking to do something new. Okay, well, I'm going to hopefully you have some amount of money saved up for yourself that you're able to obviously live off of for this exact moment in time. But if you got laid off from welding after 5 years and you want to do something new, you could look into starting an online business. You could look into starting something that you truly care about is going to be a really good start. Something you're truly curious and passionate about. I don't know what that is for you in particular, but Samuel, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about like your current skill sets, what you're trying to build up for yourself, I'll be more than happy to point you in the right direction. Let's see. Work in finance. Wanting to go to IT, but is it too late to learn basics, start out, and grow? Most likely not. You just have to commit to it. And if you're working in it currently, you don't necessarily need to quit the job immediately. Build up the skills in your free time right now, and then start to expand a little bit upon it once you can do it more full time. Jack said, do you feel peace, or is it a continuous journey? I do feel peace, not 24/7, but it's always going to be a continuous journey. But that level of peace shows up a lot more consistently. Sly said, you look a little young to be giving life advice, no offense. No problem at all. I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice transform their lives. So feel free to ask a question, Sly, and I'll give you some value. You feel old being 35? Hey, I get it. Well, I don't get it for myself personally, but a lot of the clients I have and people I've talked to. But it's never too late. It's never too late to switch, never too late to start to grow and things of that nature. What am I working towards? Jack, I'm trying to make as big of an impact in this world as possible. I've helped so many men and women transform their lives in my coaching practice so far. I'm trying to just build it up, do it more and more, and constantly learning, expanding for myself, working through things I'm going through, things of that nature. What's going on, Luna? Welcome in. All right, everyone. Your teacher quit her job. All right. Welcome in, everyone on YouTube. Vivian, what's going on? I like someone younger than me, and I don't know how to talk to him more. What do you mean you don't know how to talk to him more? Go up to him and have a conversation, unless it's something deeper than that. I don't know what the situation is here. But you just have more conversations. Nothing wrong with that. That's awesome, bro. What's the end result if you take all the correct steps? Hundreds of thousands of people's lives that I've changed in my coaching practice. I also have 3 other coaches working with me, and we're making a massive impact. We go around, travel the world coaching in person as well as online still, and we're constantly growing and expanding. I'm seeing someone, and he wants to take it more serious, but I'm the only one who interact. Yeah, could you finish that, Ifra? I didn't see the rest of your question. I'm the only one that interact. That's all I saw. I'm 18, planning on moving to the UK from the UK to EU next year alone for a fresh start. Any advice? Make sure you meet as many people as possible. You have as many conversations as possible. You go to as many new places as possible, and definitely figure out what you want to potentially do for work if you're moving whole countries, unless you do something online. Vivian said, I get really nervous and I'm not sure if he feels something too. Vivian, start to flirt with him and see if he reciprocates that. But how much younger is he than you? It's a good question. LCA, is an introvert How do I stop thinking people are judging me? Yeah, absolutely. I definitely experienced this a lot when I was a lot more introverted, but I still am introverted now. As an introvert, how do I stop thinking people are judging me? It's about understanding that nobody is judging you, because people think about how anxious you are. Think about how many things you think about on a daily basis. Think about how all over the place your mind is. Every single other human being on planet Earth is in the same experience. So, when you're like, are people thinking about me? It's like, no, they're thinking about themselves. The things I'm worrying about, they're worrying about for themselves. So if somebody is judging you, which is possible, they will forget about it in a few minutes from now and go back to worrying about themselves. We sometimes think we're the center of attention. We usually never are. And everyone's so focused on themselves. So as an introvert, but also start to have more conversations with people, to actually connect with people. And because as an introvert, it's exceptionally important to become extroverted too. Even if you're an introvert at heart, I'm an introvert at heart. I still love connecting with people and talking to you guys on here. So it's very important to develop both sides of you. How are you? I'm doing good, Nanako. Welcome back in. Let's see. Next question. 39. Want to do psychology, but need to maths, English first. Is it pursuing my age? Oh, like you would need to do those studies? Yeah. If it's going to be what you're truly passionate about, go for it. It's never too late. Married for 5 years, and he recently picked up alcohol dependency. He recently picked up so if he's recently picked up being dependent on alcohol, and you've been married for 5 years, there's something that he's running away from. There's some level of deep pain that he has not processed. That's what you want to dive into, because that's what's cultivating the experience in which the alcohol is driving him to that. So short stack, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about the more in-depth details about this, would love to dive into it with you further and help you guys out. But just have a conversation with you about it, to see how you can help him out. Again, that's awesome, but is it financially or emotionally related to success that you're preaching? Can you rephrase that question, Jack? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm the only one who sends messages and calls him, and he never does or show effort. Okay, so here's what you want to do if this is a relationship. Ask him politely, invite him to put in more effort in your relationship. Invite him to call you more and send messages. If he refuses to do that, he doesn't prioritize you, and you're probably in the wrong relationship. So that's what you want to dive into. Thanks, I'll try. Yeah, it's a good place to start. And LCA, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about this stuff, I'd love to dive into it more. Gabriel said, how can I stop lying all the time? It's become an issue, and it's ruined my life. Well, if you feel like you're lying all the time, it's because you're uncomfortable with people knowing the truth. You feel like they're going to judge you. You feel like the truth is too dark, or people won't like you. But the truth is authentic, and that we want to dive into. So Gabriel, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about this, I'd love to see what you feel like you're lying to people about. That way we can actually see where this is stemming from, so you can start to feel more connected to yourself and to other people. How can I stop my eating habits? If you're starting to develop bad eating habits and you're eating junk food all the time, stop buying junk food. Don't even go near it. Eating healthy is not that expensive. Sometimes it's cheaper. Like a meal at McDonald's is like almost $20 at this point, and you can get something for $10 at a grocery store that's a lot healthier, and it in all case scenarios tastes pretty good. So eliminate the options to eat badly. Anthony said, do you drink alcohol? If so, what's your limit? I'm taking a break because it disrupts my energy. I don't drink alcohol. Now, that being said, I have consumed alcohol before, but I don't ever drink it consistently. I've never been drunk before. Just isn't something, I see it's something that everybody else does, and most people are unhappy. So I try to do the opposite of what most people are doing. Exo, appreciate the gift. He's in counseling for his father's early death. I'm ready to walk away. I'm paying for everything. Okay, yeah, we definitely want to dive into the DMs about this short stack, especially if he's in counseling, he's trying to work on this stuff, but you're paying for everything. It's going to be a tricky dynamic, but we can definitely figure it out. All right, where am I from? I'm from the U.S. Jack said, okay, if I'm looking for peace, true peace, what is your advice? Well, it depends on what you want to build in your life, because do you want to make a lot of money? Do you want to just find something you're passionate about and live like off of $30,000 a year? It depends on what your lifestyle optimally is going to look like for that piece, because piece is differently for everybody. All right, let's see. Welcome in, everybody. I have a friend who says he's there for me. Brother's thick and thin. I was in the hospital and he never reached out or checked in. Should I feel concerned? You feel like if you feel like they're not there for you, you can have a conversation about that. Hey, like, I don't know if there's have you guys been feeling disconnected for an extended period of time? Did they know you were in the hospital, or did you just post on it on Snapchat? Like, what's the situation here? Also, why couldn't you have called him? Like, relationships are always a two-way street, even if you're obviously struggling with something in the hospital. Welcome in, everybody. Any questions are welcome. What are you guys struggling with? What are you trying to advance with in your life? Would love to help you guys out. Love to help you guys advance. All right. I don't want to build. I've tried financially, physically, etc., but it always requires more work. Well, yeah, Jack, if you're a young guy and you're like, oh my God, things require more work, you're not going to find peace in avoiding that work. You're going to find peace in doing work that you truly connect to, that you truly care about. Because if you're like, I've tried to grow financially and physically, but it's not working, you're just doing it wrong. I know it sucks to say and admit, but you're not doing it correctly. Now, the correct way is different for everybody, so you got to shoot me a DM about like what your personal situation is if I'm going to help you out with this. But if you want to take the easy way out in life and like I'm not going to work towards anything, you're going to feel very disconnected. Unless you become a spiritual Buddhist monk and go meditate for 14 hours a day. If you're not doing that, you're probably not going to find peace. Let's see. My fiance is stressed. He didn't make it on time to his... Sophia, could you rephrase that question? How to wake up not pissed? That's a good question. Stop waking up to a reality that you don't care about. Start to do things in your life that connect you deeper to your soul. If you don't physically exercise, get a gym membership. Planet Fitness is usually $1 to start, or there's a free trial. Start to go on a walk early in the morning and get into nature. Get some sun in your eyes if you're just like, I'm pissed off all the time when I wake up. If you hate your job, look into getting another job. If you don't like going to university, pick a different major. Like, don't keep living the life that you hate if you're just waking up pissed off every day. Do you believe in anxiety medications for some people, or do you think anyone can go without? I mean, look, Connor, I'm not a medical professional. There are certain situations where people need medication. But yes, there are certain situations where certain people are on medication, but they may not actually need it. That is possible. Let's see. Should I resort to witchcraft or find witchcraft to find a job in this economy? I'm this close. I don't know how witchcraft works. I followed you. Appreciate it. My fiance is a firefighter, and he's mad that he didn't get to the car crash scene on time. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I mean, look, that's something for him to process, especially as a firefighter doing work that's genuinely either saving people's lives or helping them transform themselves or helping people. If you don't, if you, he can feel like he failed, and he failed that person. But again, if he didn't get there in time and he rushed as quickly as he could, he's just beating, like, you can't. It's sad to say when you're in the line of work of saving lives or changing people's lives, you can't save everybody. How to deal with burnout? You want to see what your limit is. Like, how hard can I work before I burn out, and how much time do I need to process emotions? How should I give space to myself? Do I have any hobbies? You have to do things that you genuinely enjoy without just, you can't work 24/7. You have to give space to yourself. That being said, you can work a lot more than doing other things, but you have to connect to things on a deeper basis in the work that you're doing to not get burnt out. But John, I'm curious, like, what are you burnt out? What do you feel like you're burnt out with? Let's see. Welcome in. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. For 6 years, I failed self-improvement. How do I get better? Or how do I feel better? Well, if you failed self-improvement for 6 years, you've been doing it wrong. I did self-development, overcoming my depression for 1 year, and it worked. So you're just not doing it correctly. So, that being said, I'm not sitting here and saying you've made no progress, but boy, UTOG, if you feel like you've been doing this stuff for 6 years and you're not making progress, please shoot me a DM about your experience with it, because I'm gonna give you some pillars that you can actually interact with and integrate into your life that's actually going to help you make progress. Jack said, I've tried multiple jobs to try and satisfy achievement, I guess including what I enjoy, but still no peace. Well, if you've tried multiple jobs, but all of those multiple jobs have been in fields that you don't care about, it's not going to satisfy you. You have to keep experimenting. Sometimes it takes a lot of time. John said, my tenants, I'm a landlord. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, look, you're a landlord, so you got to put your foot down. You got power here. But give time to yourself. Don't be afraid to do that. Life advice on 18 years. If you're 18 years old, well, if you're 18 years old, you're either going to university or deciding not to go. So you want to discover, what business do I want to run? What do I want to build for the rest of my life? What do I really connect to? And if I'm going to university, what do I want to do for the next 40 years of my life if I had to make that decision, or at least something that I exceptionally connect to, and start to do a lot of curious research and have conversations with people in those industries to get closer to that. That's going to be a really important thing for you to do. Do you reply to your DMs if I were to ever DM you about something? Yes. Yeah, Maximo, I always reply to my DMs. Yeah, of course, John. And John, if you want to shoot me a DM about this, we'd love to dive into it further with you. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Feel free to throw some questions down below. Hi, Brad. What's going on, Josephine? I hope you're doing well and your girlfriend too. Praying for you guys. I appreciate you very much. We're going on a little mini trip this weekend for Valentine's Day. It's going to be fun. I'm taking the whole weekend off from coaching and from working, which I can't. I think I was telling one of my mentors the other day, I was like, I don't think I've taken a weekend off in over 6 months. We're going to Boston, so we're taking a drive there and do some fun stuff. Candies and flowers, trust me, brother. How do you deal with the feeling of being left out around people who don't treat you with kindness but don't include you? How do you deal with feeling left out around people who treat you with kindness but don't include you? You can have a conversation with them. Of like, hey, I think you're a really nice person. Sometimes I feel like you're not having I don't know, but yeah, Maximo, you got to fill me in on the more in-depth details about this. Who are these people? Are they friends? Are you in school? Or is it from work? Amazing. What are you guys gonna do? Well, we have the Valentine's Day dinner booked, and she's been there before, so she has like a bunch of stuff planned for us. I don't know. I'm just going to go, and we're gonna figure stuff out when we're there. So if I find the job that I love, financially beneficial, and work all my life, will I get peace? It's beyond that, brother. It's not just that. But look, you gotta set a goal for yourself. How much financial freedom do I need to live the lifestyle I want? What job do I need to get fully happy? But again, will I get peace? Like it's like, where is the nature of the question coming from? Because you can get peace within that, with the combination of a romantic relationship, that someone who truly cares about you and you're integrated with. It's a lot of different stuff you want to dive into, but peace is also found in the moment, here and now, while you're building everything. Sometimes if the convo doesn't work, you move on to find people who value you. Did I get her a good gift? Try my best. I'm Egyptian. I'm trying to learn English. I don't teach English. Sometimes you should let me collab with you. Normal person, promise. Yeah, sometimes we have people on the panel. I haven't done it in a while, but we might be. They're on my track and field team in our school, and I don't feel included when we're together. Well, the question is, why don't you feel included? Do you feel like there's aspects of your personality that they don't like, right? Jackson, not exterior peace, internal and consistent peace. I mean, brother, you're asking to be peaceful 24/7 without experiencing emotion. Can you tell me a human being that's been able to achieve that? You experience sadness, you experience anger, you experience happiness. You're always going to feel a fluctuation of emotions. But yes, if you have a job and a career you truly connect to, a fulfilling relationship, financial freedom, there is going to be consistent peace in your life. And there's going to be things that come up along the way. I'd be happy to join you every week, and I see a lot of girl-related questions. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I actually, Josephine, just started a women's group. We're starting next Monday. It's going to be free to join. So you can always join that if you'd like. We're diving into self-growth and relationships there. I hope you take enough time for yourself, Brad. I'm trying to do more of that. More of that. Jack said Jesus. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I have an 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday job. My ends do meet. My bills are paid on time, but hold on, where's the rest of the question? Work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, ends meet, my bills are paid, but I really need financial freedom. I already work my butt off. Thoughts? Well, look, it depends on what your level of financial freedom is. If you're working a minimum wage job or a job in which you have a cap on how much you can make a year, which is usually what it is, You might want to look into running your own business. I run my own businesses. How much I make depends on how many people I get into what I do and how helpful I am, how hard I work. I have to rely on myself, and things of that nature. So running a business or something is very difficult, but the cap for how much you make is up to you. It's not just determined by I work for this company. We're going to pay you a max of $40,000 a year. Like, it's not determined by someone else. So if you're working a job that's consistent and you work your butt off, find some time to start some sort of side hustle or some sort of business that you truly connect to, and that could be real. That could really be helpful. I don't know. They're seniors and I'm a freshman. They just talk in a group while I'm left out. You can try to just walk up to the group and see what happens. Let's see. Hold on one second. Here we go. I feel I need a side hustle. Yeah, you could always start one. Need people who value you. Hi, life coach. What's going on, Eric? I need some thoughts. What's going on, ZT? Go up to a woman and have a conversation with her. Feels like there's no extra that stays. Let's see. No $30 plus. I also own 2 businesses. You own 2 businesses, so I think, there's going to be a lot. Well, what businesses do you run? Because am I a bad person for begging someone to stay without thinking how this will affect him? If you beg somebody to stay and they don't originally want to stay with you, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you guys don't truly want to be together and you're kind of like begging and forcing someone to be there, it's never going to end well. My husband can't work though, and we have 3 kids, lots to juggle. Why can't your husband work? I have a crush on my boss, but I want, what's going on, Nans? I have a crush on my boss, but I want to keep professional and I don't want anything with him. If you have a crush on your boss, but you want to keep it professional and you don't want anything with him, you're lying. If you have a crush on him, you want something with him, right? That's why you have a crush on him. Now, is that realistic? Probably not. So you're going to have to find that level of attraction that you have towards him in another man. Just not a good luck. Treat women as people. You'll find great women. Loaded tea business and custom PC company. Sounds pretty cool. Did you hear clavicular got frame mogged by ASU frat leader, affecting my mental health? If that's affecting your mental health, you gotta start to connect to things in your life, brother. All right, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Let's see. 22 years, never been in a relationship. 22 years, never been in a relationship. Okay. Why haven't you been in a relationship? Is it that you have avoided dating? Is it that you feel like women don't find you attractive? Why do you feel like you haven't been in a relationship? Have you just not had enough conversations with women? Jack said, you got your answer, coach. He gave me that answer as well. He loves you, bro. Jesus brings peace. I appreciate your pitch on Jesus, Jack. But I do many religious studies. You saying that isn't going to convince me of it, but appreciate it. Let's see. Thank you. Have a great day. Yeah, you as well. You're saying that has made it worse. I came for advice. If me saying that made it worse, you have to investigate that. Because if me giving you advice on the thing that you actually have to do to improve on this is making you feel disconnected, you have to investigate that and ask yourself, are you actually willing to grow and do what it takes to overcome this? Let's see. My boyfriend comes home drunk and blank. You gotta shoot me a DM about that, because that's a deep thing. Women say I'm attractive, but yet don't want to date me. If women say you're attractive, but they don't want to date you, they don't find you attractive. End of story. She's lying. She's just saying that to be nice. If she found you attractive, she'd give you a chance. It's not saying you're ugly. It's just saying that the women that are saying that are lying to you, unless they're in relationships. I feel like I'm starting to hate the idea of having a girlfriend or wife. Please change that. Well, if you're starting to hate that idea, you've either been hurt in the past by people in past relationships, or you've just never even tried and you're watching too many videos on social media of this is how men and women operate and everyone's toxic in the dating culture. Stop listening to that. Live your life. So Jadri, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about why you're feeling disconnected from this, we can dive into it in the DMs and I can really help you out with that. Let's see. But if it's the same with everyone, what do you mean what's the same with everyone? How did you deal with getting through high school emotionally? I mean, for me, I felt so disconnected the whole time. I hated school my whole life. Remaining conscious in what I want to truly build in my life and doing that when I'm not at school was the most important thing that got me through. All right, Shane, can you stop spamming the same comment, please? I mean, if you do, I'll just mute you. Nice shirt, bro. Appreciate it. What can I do to change? Well, get in the gym, start to develop your charisma, your character, passions, vision in your life, and start to approach more women. I can shoot you over some lecture material too in the DMs. Best advice for someone after high school like me, just graduated. You have to get really serious on what you want to build in your life. What do I want to do for work? What vision do I have? Do I want to run a business? Do I want to work for a company? What am I interested in? This you need to get really, really clear on, especially if you just graduated. What's going on, Stay? Use clavicular as your life model. That's definitely a bad idea because he's not fulfilled at all. Welcome in, everybody. Feel free to throw some questions down below. Help you guys out, transform your lives. Here to help you guys out. Will pursuing a dream while studying work out? You mean your dream is separate from studying? It's possible, yeah, but you might want to go full force with it. I don't know what that dream is for yourself. Josephine, what's going on? Please don't ignore my messages. Are you talking to me? Is 30 jumping jacks, 60-second plank, 20 push-ups, 40 curl-ups, 20 sit-ups, and 2-minute run good? If you're just starting out, working out, yeah, that could be a great start. Absolutely. It's a really good action plan. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate the follow, Nate. Throw some more questions down below, guys. We'd love to help you guys out. About blank in my chat. What's I mean? Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know why people are saying that. It wasn't always like that in your chat. Just lately. Oh, well, I mean, TikTok promotes this to random people, so there's always troll comments in here. It's inevitable. What's most attractive in a woman, Kelly said? Her femininity. A woman who's exceptionally connected to her feminine essence. Her providing emotional support, her asking curious questions, her being there for you, her genuinely caring about you. These are really things that are most attractive in a woman. A woman who allows you, if a masculine man, he's actually masculine, it's not toxic, you allow him to lead you. You have open conversation. You're very intelligent. You're philosophical. You're always looking to grow in your life. Those are some things that are attractive in a woman. What's your opinion on big something? I don't know who that is. Not your fault, but it's upsetting sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I just gotta let people say what they want to say. Wish more safe spaces existed. I mean, yeah, we got a safe space here. I mean, everyone's gonna throw their comments down below, but the group coaching program that I have I have a women's group, a men's group. Those are very safe spaces. We've never had situations where people are not open, but. Why don't you have mods? No offense, since you get so many people like you. You draw a large audience. I don't want mods because when people comment, even if they're throwing troll comments down below, boost the algorithm. We don't want to get rid of those people. Let them boost the algorithm. Now, that being said, if they spam the same comment a billion times and then never stop and it's getting in the way of things, then I'd take action on it. All right, welcome in, everybody. Feel free to throw some questions down below. Do you not know Benjamin? No, I don't know who that is. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. How do I lowball a dealership that's giving an insanely high offer? If a dealership is giving you an insanely high offer and they're not willing to budge on that and you're giving a lowball, I don't know how you're going to get through that, brother. I don't know how you're going to lowball someone who's refusing to go down there. It's not really negotiation at that point. Let's see. Thanks for explaining your view, of course. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Should I put it on red? Is that like a gambling thing? No, we don't talk about that. All right, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Feel free to throw some questions down below. We'll help you guys out. Any questions are welcome. Hey, we made it to 3,000 followers. Appreciate you guys. It's awesome. Beautiful stuff. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Everyone, feel free to throw some questions down below. What do you guys want to dive into? You won. Very nice. Have you bought Clav's course? No, I have not. I showed them my book value, and it's saying average 4,300, and they're asking 5,800. That's how much the car is? It's a pretty inexpensive car, unless it has like 500,000 miles on it. Been in a streak of bad luck. Well, where do you feel like you have bad luck? So yeah, Ryan, what you showed an average of 4,300, and they're asking 5,800. That doesn't make sense. How are they going so far up? Welcome in, everybody. Feel free to throw some questions down below, guys. Everything, love, money, mental health. Well, yeah, you want to start to dive into the pillars of how you can start to improve this stuff. Would love to help you do it, man. Because bad luck is usually a lot of either like you're taking action and there's some stuff that's not going your way, or you're not even taking action, and that way things keep stacking and it's not feeling so good. Welcome in, everybody. ZTS is just in here promoting Clav's content for some reason. Both my cars had engine failure last month, and I'm a broke loan holder, college student. Oh yeah, if you don't have that much money, I mean, look, you lowball them in whatever way you think is optimal, and then if they work their way up, you take it or you don't. Worst case scenario, you get a bike or something like that. In my career, I've become a very powerful person. I need to keep my ego in check. Yeah, I mean, look, if you have a lot of power in what you do for work, you definitely got to keep your ego in check, because a part of being a great leader with power is being able to accept your own vulnerabilities and show that to people as well, without being like, I show people I'm so perfect, because none of us are, even if you've made progress. I'm gonna unfollow, not in a hateful way, but I'm very disappointed. I wish you valued certain things. Not sure what you wish I value, but all right, wish you the best with everything. Being a fierce, confident, firm leader. I mean, yeah, being fierce and confident is important, but yeah, there's obviously a difference between confidence and what's it called? Confidence and arrogance. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Follow clavicular instead. People spew hate here. No, it's not okay. We don't condone anything of that nature. That's why we ignore those comments. No, we're not accepting everyone, Josephine. I think you misunderstand my perspective. There's no place for hate. We die. That's why if somebody comments something that's rude or disrespectful, we don't address it. We just dive into the components that are going to help people grow their lives. Thank you for the wise words. Of course, Kelly. Yeah, Kelly, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM, would love to dive into it with you further, help you balance this for yourself. Welcome in, everybody. A Fox said, what can I learn from you? Ask a question. I'll give you an answer. I understand. Thank you, Brad. I felt very misheard. Yeah, I don't know what makes you feel misheard. Let's see. Yo, that's a crazy comment. That's actually a crazy comment. What do I have to offer? Self-growth, advancing your relationships, growing spiritually. Exactly like it says on the screen, brother. All you got to do is throw a question down below. Where do I live? I'm in the U.S. Tips on bald maxing? I don't know. I've never heard of bald maxing before. What are my qualifications? No hate. I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice transform their lives, and I've been studying this stuff for 7 years. I mean, Josephine, there's once in a while somebody that comments something that's rude, but as you can see in all the comments that are here right now, nobody's commenting anything hateful. So I don't know why that's like a giant thing. Like it's not like everybody in here is throwing hateful things. That's not the case at all. I'm not texting the girl I like. Should I text her more often? You like her, but you're not texting her. I don't see why you wouldn't text her more often. Tips on how to transform my life. Where's the starting point for you? You got to ask me a little bit more specific question than just transform my life. But to start to answer that, what do you connect to? What do you care about? What are you passionate about? What are your values? How to really dive into this? I'm not trying to be rude, I promise. It's just that certain chats are not punished. Well, yeah, I'm not here to punish people. I'm just here to help people. And when people comment productive comments, I answer them. And when they don't comment productive comments, we ignore them. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. What are we doing here? We're diving into self-growth, advancing your relationships, growing spiritually on YouTube. Could you please advise a person that feels empty? Okay, if you feel very empty, you feel disconnected. You don't have any passions. You don't have things that you're diving into that truly fulfill you. So you want to start to establish, what do I care about? What am I curious about? What can I research? What can I dive into? What can I spend my time doing that makes me feel fulfilled? That's a really good first starting place. Also, look at your past and see what's led you to this place. Might show you what's going to help you grow as well. And Fizz, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about where you feel like this is stemming from, we can dive into it further. All right, Rye Guy, this is a good question. How to last longer? Take deep breaths. Also, don't be afraid to take breaks. You don't have to go 24/7. Have you ever coached a PO? I don't know what a PO is. It's 4 a.m. What am I doing here? You're here to improve. Like a goal. Yeah, Fizz, you want to establish goals for yourself and goals that you actually connect to, not just goals for the sake of them being goals. Austin said, what do you charge to work with you? All my packages are completely customizable. It's anywhere from $25 a month to $500 a month in my coaching practice. We do a lot of different stuff. Have I ever worked with a police officer? I don't think so. In my coaching practice? I don't think so. Can you still do discipline even if your emotions are heavy? You absolutely can, but don't use discipline to run away from your emotions. That's the mistake that you can make. Make sure you're actually processing this. That's going to be really important as you're building in your life. But yes, you can do both at the same time. Is there really a way to reset dopamine? Not reset it 100%, but there's dopamine detoxes. Like, for example, Coach Nilo in my coaching practice was on a group session with the men's group we run, and one of the assignments for the guys was stare at a wall for an hour. That'll help you reset your dopamine. You're not scrolling all the time, taking in information. You're just staring at a wall, just being present. So there are certain ways to do that, just being present. I'm going to leave. I don't belong anymore. Sounds good. Appreciate you. I have obsession. I want certainty and control over the future. And if it isn't, I keep thinking all day. You want certainty and control over the future? Well, congrats. You're trying to pursue something that's impossible to have. But here's the cool thing. The reason you want certainty and control over the future, you do have control. You can take action. You can learn from your mistakes. You can start to do more things in your life. That's how you make your future more certain. But if you're just thinking about this future, how do I make it certain? And you're just thinking, that's your problem. You're not doing anything. And that will make it certain that you're going to stay in the same place. Something's getting hard. I don't know what to do. Shoot me a DM about that. What should be established on a first date in your view? Good question, Adrian. What should be established on a first date? What your values are. If you want some sort of relationship, if that's what you guys are pursuing here, or you're just trying to hook up with each other. And also having more surface level conversations. What do you care about? What are you pursuing in your life? What do you do for work? What are you passionate about? Things of that nature. That's something good. That's first thing to start. Me and my girl talked about our values on our first date and things of that nature. So that's a really good starting place. Do you have the qualifications to coach a police officer? I do. I can coach a police officer, but specific qualifications to coach people in very different industries, there's no specific qualifications for each person. But if somebody's a police officer and they have some stuff they're going through, I can talk to them about it for sure. We already answered that question. I'm kind of overwhelmed. Tomorrow is therapy. I'm restarting after a year. Well, that's cool that you're when you say restart, you're restarting therapy after a year. What do you feel overwhelmed with? I'm afraid to take an exam because I think I'll fail. Well, how will you know? Maybe you could succeed. What if you could succeed? What if you could study? What if you could put massive time investment into this, so you can actually succeed in this instead of just saying yourself, I'm going to fail. If you tell yourself you're going to fail, you will. If you tell yourself you're going to succeed and take action on it, you will. All right, this is a great question. I actually dived into this with one of my clients today. What's the difference between waiting and being patient? Waiting is your relationship partner saying, I'm going to change. I'm going to finally change my behavior. And they don't. Being patient is somebody trying to change their behavior, still making mistakes, but you could see they're actually trying. And when it comes to trying to find your passion in your life, waiting is, what am I passionate about? What am I passionate about? I feel lost. Patience is, I'm actively doing things, trying new things, and looking and doing research to find out what I want to do. I'm being patient with finding out what it is. That's the difference between waiting and being patient. Do not wait in your life. Be patient. What do I think of Machiavelli? I haven't looked too deeply into his stuff, actually. How to be productive with low dopamine? How do you know you have low dopamine? Who told you that? Is it that like from a medical professional, or are you just saying that because you think you do? Overwhelmed because last experience was kind of felt like chest as I'm talking about it feels like hell. Well, yeah, sometimes it feels uncomfortable, but it leads to the most growth possible if you're doing it with the right person. Helena said, what do I do when I'm sad and I want to be happy? Well, if you're sad and you're just trying to be happy, now if you're sad 24/7, that's a different story. But if you're feeling sad at this moment in time, feel the sadness. There's a reason as to why the sadness is there. Don't run away from that because you're going to process it. But if you're sad all the time, shoot me a DM about this. We could dive into it. How to stop my addiction on that? Okay, well, you want to start to actually talk to girls in reality, in real life. Because if you're not doing that, you're just going to go and do it in shame and isolation. Hey, what do I do if I want to work but scared of people at jobs? What aspect of people are you afraid of? That's the question to dive into. What made me feel fear from this? And is it really reality that I should be afraid of everyone, or is it just my projections from the past? Welcome in, everybody. Alrighty. What's going on? When do I know if I'm mentally checked out of a relationship or if I'm drained from life and burnt out? Well, if you're drained from life and burnt out, you're going to run to your relationship partner because they're your safe space. If they don't feel like a safe space, you might feel disconnected from them too. But the question is, how long have you been together? When did this start? Do you feel connected to them at all? Like what, Kimmy, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about this with the more in-depth details, I'd love to give you a more in-depth answer and help you out. What do I do if I'm scared to see anyone in my school? Why are you scared to see people? How to talk to girls. Good question. Ask curious questions that you want the answer to. What do you care about? What are you passionate about? What are you connected to? Also flirt with them. Tell her you think she's cute. I don't know why I procrastinate on everything, even on things that I enjoy, like the gym and books. Because your brain doesn't see the... Procrastination occurs when your brain has an outcome in mind, but the effort that's required to do the thing doesn't seem like it makes sense, right? So if you're used to procrastinating everything, it's going to naturally expand itself to things that you enjoy. So you want to take very small steps. If you're procrastinating the gym, you're telling yourself, I need to go for an hour a day. Go to the gym for 25 minutes. You're telling yourself, I need to read an entire book that's 300 pages. Read a book that's 50 pages. Start very small if you're procrastinating all the time. How to face things when you're alone, and mentally what to note down. Note down everything. All of your thoughts. Throw them on paper. That's a good place to start if you're not used to doing it at all. What if my partner has a celebrity girl crush and is obsessed with them? That's a big problem. If your partner has a celebrity crush, this goes for men and women. Now, that being said, your partner is going to find other human beings attractive from time to time. That's normal. But if they have an obsessive crush, just know that if they have the opportunity to sleep with them, even if you're in a relationship, they would. And I wouldn't sleep comfortably being in that relationship. You need to have a conversation with them about this. Don't just leave. Like, what is it that they're obsessed with? Also, how old are you guys? You're like 14 and 15 years old, or are you in your 20s? Because if you're older than 15 to 16 years old and they have a celebrity crush that they're obsessed with, it's a big problem. I would say scared of not knowing what to do and people being nasty to me in the job and moving on. Well, I mean, look, yeah, people are always going to be nasty to you at a certain degree. Welcome to life. But not knowing what to do, when you get a new job, they teach you, right? It's like you're gonna get have more faith in yourself and your ability to grow. You have the capacity to do that, brother. Hey, we did that. What did we do? I invited somebody by accident. You were getting bullied for the last 4 years? Okay. So that we want to dive into in the DMs. What if you have different political opinions than your family? Stop talking about politics with them. You're not going to get anywhere. Yeah, Mitchie, if you guys are in your 20s and they have a massive celebrity crush, it's a big problem. Not sure like what the deal is with that. I agree. I don't know. He thought it was okay. Yeah, I don't know. Why is he obsessed with her? What is it about her? Like what? Thoughts on stoicism, and is it compatible with modern lifestyles? It is. But stoicism, you can get too stoic and not feel your emotions anymore, and then you're a robot and you're not a human being. That you don't want to get into. Favorite men's cologne? I don't know what the name of it is. It's in my room. Let's see. Hold on. Why is this coming up? There we go. I've been feeling down for a few days, but my boyfriend feels emotionally unavailable because he feels down too. Experience the sadness together. Don't run away from me. Don't run away from each other and isolate yourselves. You can move through this together. What's my religion? I'm not a part of one. I like studying different religions. I'm facing things alone / learning system, etc. I lose my cool so easily and take it personally. If you take it personally, it's worth understanding that people, when they're arguing with you, aren't even necessarily all the time getting mad at you. They're getting mad at the concept that you're talking about. It reminds them of the parts of themselves they're insecure about, or something they genuinely disagree with. There's a lot of different capacities for this. But if you're losing your cool easily and you take everything personally, it's often because for most of your life you haven't been accepted. And any ounce of disagreement makes you feel not accepted. I've experienced this a lot. So you want to dive into a deeper relationship with yourself. Mitchie says, she's just pretty and famous. A lot of men find her attractive. I'll be completely honest. Like, most guys that come up to me or my friends and say, like, oh my God, like, this girl who's famous is so hot. I'm like, they're like, oh, well, who's your celebrity crush? I don't have one. But here's the thing. Women being famous, this is not something that men care about. The hypergamy, the, like, dating up stuff, that's women to men. Like a woman caring about a man's status. Like a lot of men will gladly date a woman who works at Wendy's if she's attractive enough and she's feminine. If he has posters of her and has her as your Mitchie, I want you to look at it like this. He had this celebrity crush as his lock screen and a poster instead of you, who he's in a long-term relationship with. I don't know about this one. I want to fit in with my friend group, but all they do is tease me and I'm just following them. Put your foot down. If they don't stop teasing you, stop being friends with them. Is it bad to not talk to people? Is it bad to not talking to people and not want to be social? Well, if you don't want to be social, it's usually because you're afraid of connection, you're afraid of confrontation, and you're afraid of going outside in the outside world and you're spending too much time by yourself. We're long distance, so feeling the sad alone ends up feeling kind of lonely. Hold on. All my comments moved. We're long distance, so feeling the sadness alone ends up feeling. So go on FaceTime together. I keep having people throw blank at me at the new school. You got to put your foot down. Hey, I don't appreciate you saying that. Don't say that. Please don't say that again. Don't say, oh, like, please don't say that again. They're not going to take you seriously. Don't say that again. What is the structure you're using in the research of the religion? Different scriptures, different religious texts. Someone asked me, guess her age. I gave her a compliment of age 20 and she was 40. Nice. Do you think they can change, like truly lose those feelings for a celebrity? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know any men. I don't know any masculine men that actually have. I know men that have like think a celebrity girl is attractive, but having a crush on her and feelings for her. Is this guy leading you in your relationship? Hi, Brad. I literally don't know how to do life normally after finding out about the blank files. Well, you have to understand that this is the way the world works, and it's all a stage, but it doesn't have to be for you. You can create an authentic life for yourself. One more question. What to do if she stares a lot but doesn't follow me back? Our messages. So a girl stares at you in person, but she doesn't follow you back on social media. Go and have a conversation with her in person. How can I move on from constantly making mistakes and then feeling bad about it? A cycle I can't quit. Well, the question is, what mistakes are you making? Are you repeating the same mistakes in the exact same field, or are you genuinely making mistakes? Because here's the thing, if you made a mistake and you're making the mistake in the same area, you're not making mistakes. You're intentionally self-sabotaging. And there's a deep pillar of why that's happening. That we need to dive into. So XO, if you want to shoot me a follow and a DM about what you think that is, we can dive into it together. How should I reconnect with my partner when neither of us have the energy? You have to create the space. If you have to be silent on FaceTime for 2 hours until someone opens their mouth, that's where you guys got to start. You guys have to create space for yourself. Hi, Brad. What's going on, Casey? Is there a way to stop stuttering? Yes. Speak slower. And, well, I mean, if you have like a chronic stutter, and some people are diagnosed with certain things, but if you're just stuttering a little bit, be very intentional with your word choice. Don't be afraid to go silent for 2 seconds to process your thoughts. What to do if a friend doesn't reply for days? Call them. And if they don't call back, let it be. Spending Valentine's with the boyfriend in Argentina. Very nice. Awesome stuff. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate your guys' presence. Feel free to throw some more questions down below. When I try to approach girls, I get so nervous I can't put the words out. It's like I'm scared of something. I wind up saying something stupid and get rejected. Well, the question is, what part of women are you afraid of? You want to dive into that. And also, there's nothing wrong with going up to a girl that you find attractive and saying, hey, especially if you're just getting into approaching women, say, hey, I'm a little bit nervous to come up to you, but I think you're cute. I just wanted to have a conversation. Right? There's nothing wrong with letting her know that you're nervous because she's going to know either way. So make it known. Is it wrong to feel irritated when a person is hung up over something that can be solved or changed? No, I get very pissed off if a friend comes to me and says something that's easily fixable. So it's not wrong to get irritated on that. But you have to make it known. Like if they don't want advice, don't try giving it to them. But at the same time, say, hey, do you want me to just listen or give you advice? But at the same time, if you don't want to sit there and listen to them rant for the next 2 hours, you're not obligated to do that. And you can tell them, if it's a friend, say like, hey, this thing that you keep complaining about, you could just do X, Y, and Z and it's going to help you. I don't want to hear you complain about this anymore. That's what a true friend would do. You got to be honest with each other. I'm always scared to stand up for myself. Do it in a small capacity. The next time somebody does even something slightly that pisses you off, just say, hey, I didn't really like that you did X, Y, and Z. Let's have a conversation about it. What's your view on the halftime of Bad Bunny? I didn't watch the Super Bowl. Welcome in, everybody. Us women literally just want honesty and effort. It's not that hard. Yep. A lot of men haven't established that for themselves. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. You're going to get Brad into football? That's an impossible task, brother. It's an impossible task. How to deepen my connection with my spouse? Good question. Question is, where are you disconnected? That's gonna elicit a deep conversation. So, Fizz, if you feel called to, shoot me a follow and a DM about this. We could dive into it. How does one move on from retroactive jealousy? You have to have conversations with your partner about it. Don't try and just unconsciously have it manifest itself like you're thinking about his ex-girlfriend all the time, and then you start to get mad at him for no reason. Don't be doing that. Have conversations about, hey, sometimes I feel jealous that you've slept with other people. Have a conversation about it. There's nothing wrong with that. Terry on YouTube said, what's your ultimate profession that you want to be involved with? Well, it's not really for me, it's not wanting to be involved with it. I'm already doing it. I've helped over 100 men and women in my coaching practice transform their lives, where we focus on self-growth, relationships, and spirituality. What's the definition of being rich to me? Financial freedom, beautiful relationship, good friends, not being able to have to look at the bill, and being exceptionally connected to what you do for work and your passions. Am I a football coach? No, I don't coach sports. I'm like a therapist, but a non-medical therapist. I'm not a therapist. I do life coaching. I'm not attracted to the girls that are attracted to me, so should I just accept it and not try to go for girls I'm attracted to? Joseph, you're essentially asking me the question, should I sabotage myself? If you settle for a girl you're not attracted to, that's going to end horribly. You do not want to do that. Do not settle, guys. Never settle in your relationships. It ends in misery all the time. Welcome in, everybody. Clav's course is more than looks, it's life maxing. ZTS is crazy. Well, ZTS, if it's such a productive course, why are you not watching the videos right now? Why are you in here? I know I ain't buying no BS. No course gonna fix my chopped face. Well, brother, you got to get in the gym. You got to stop complaining about this and start taking action in your life. Where am I from? I'm from the U.S. You look like Felix. I don't know who that is. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. How do I stop caring about other people's opinions? Well, you have to connect so deeply to the parts of yourself that are going to allow you to propel forward in your life. Now, here's the thing. Some people's opinions of you are true, and they're judging you in a part of yourself that you don't feel connected to. So sometimes it's worth listening to other people's opinions. But if other people's opinions are running your life, you're developing your independence. You're developing the parts of you that you've never interacted with, developing a foundation for your life to interact with and to start to build upon and start to take action with. Broski, you on LinkedIn? Yeah, I think it's Bradley Glantz on LinkedIn. I don't know what my LinkedIn is. I never use it. What are the first signs your relationship will fail? It's hard to commit to them. You don't show up for each other. You can't hold space for your emotions. You're constantly arguing. You don't have the same core values and vision for your life. Your intimate life is bad. Those are some pillars as to how a relationship could fail. William said, pray for a wife. Don't pray for a wife. Go up to women and start conversations. What do you think about plastic surgery on the face if you have something that can be fixed like nose or jaw? I mean, look, if you really want to do it, you can, but I would highly recommend you actually understanding your insecurities and changing your perception of them. For example, I'm 5'6". I'm in a very fulfilling relationship with my girlfriend. And most men would that are 5'6" say, "Oh, I'm too short. Girls don't like me. Blah blah blah." It's something I can't fix. But I learned to develop a deeper relationship with myself, and it's like, okay, this is just the way I am. And same thing with your jaw. If your jaw is like all the way over here, okay, maybe you want to get surgery. But if it's just an insecurity, but nobody else really cares, you're not doing yourself any good. It's about you want to change your relate because here's the thing: if you just get surgery for all of, let's say, you just get surgery for all of the parts of yourself physically that you don't like, what happens when you have to do the work internally of the internal insecurities? You're just reinforcing those insecurities by just paying money to get something done instead of actually addressing the root cause of it. So, do you think being annoyed at your partner is bad constantly? Yes. It's not. I'm never annoyed at my girlfriend. I mean, maybe I've gotten annoyed at her before, but never consistently. How to know if someone actually listens to advice or not? They take action on it. They don't take action, they're not listening. How much of this stuff you know theoretically about life and relationships, and have you actually been able to implement onto real life situations, and how often have you not been able to? That's a good question. Most of, if not, yeah, most of the stuff I talk about, and I like to make it clear of like, hey, I've done this in my life, stuff like that. But all of the stuff I'm talking about with relationships, I do currently in my relationship with my girlfriend. It's not like I'm just talking about theory. And also, I from all my client relationships with my clients and people I've talked to, research studies, statistics, I've been studying this stuff for about 7 years. I pray that those in this chat are reading their Bibles. Let's see. Literally, internal matters so much. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, wild she goblin. Feel free to shoot me a follow. You've been throwing some good comments down below. Would love to see you back in here. Welcome in, everybody. I'm going to stay on live for about 20 more minutes, I think. Feel free to throw some more questions down below, guys. Let's dive into it. How can someone find themselves? That's a good question. How can someone find themselves? I'll actually, hold on. What was your name? Who said that comment? Who said the comment of finding yourself? Oh yeah, Jacob. Jacob. In my group coaching program for men, 2 weeks ago, I did a full 1 hour lecture on feeling lost and finding yourself. Shoot me a DM, Jacob. I'm going to shoot you over that lecture for free. Do you believe in taking breaks in a relationship, and how long should it be? For myself, look, it's not that breaks can't work. For me and my girlfriend, we have established we will never be ever taking a break. If we need to take a break from each other, we're not meant to be with each other for the rest of our lives. We have to deal with conflict by having conversations and sitting in the uncomfortable spaces. That being said, my relationship dynamic is not exactly how everybody should do it. But the question is, why do you need to take a break? And are you taking a break and it's effective for the situation you're in, or are you guys just running away from your problems? Nikhil said, do you usually advise based on personal experiences or past research or statistics? I mix all of it together and giving all different perspectives on what I do. Just started going to work in these random lives. What should I do if my partner talks down on themselves whenever things get hard? You want to invite them to start to think more positively. But also, there's some deep guilt and shame there that they have to address. And sometimes, just as the relationship partner, it's hard to give that to them without them getting professional help. It's like our emotions are heightened, so you don't want to take it out on them or say the wrong thing. Yeah, well, if you feel like just because your emotions are heightened, you're going to say the wrong thing, you don't have a good enough relationship with your emotions. You have to pay attention to them. How can I feel emotions and express it without blowing it out of proportion? Something you want to dive into. In a relationship that is great, our religious beliefs are different. It's an uncomfortable topic. Well, you have to have the conversation because if religious beliefs are different and your values are different, that's a problem. If your religious beliefs are slightly different, your values are the same, you're probably in a pretty good place. But if it's an uncomfortable topic, like you guys got to be able to have conversations about this, especially if you're really connected to your religions. Thanks for being a refreshing young man, Brad. It's easy to lose hope sometimes. That it is. We're here to give it back to you. All right. I remember you. What's going on, Josh? Joseph said, I had a girlfriend a few years ago that cheated on me multiple times. The guys she cheated on were much better looking than me. It got in my head real bad, so that's why I think looks matter. Looks do not matter most, especially for women. Get that idea out of your head. Yes, of course, your looks matter, but the emotional connection you have with her, providing her satisfaction in the bedroom, is also another thing that you may not have done. But also, here's the thing. There's people that cheat and there's people that don't. Here's the thing. There's people that cheat in their relationships and there's people that communicate in their relationships. If she's not feeling heard or connected, she's going to bring that up to you in a relationship. If she doesn't, she's not very mature and she's just expecting things of you without ever communicating them. That's not a girl you want to be in a relationship with. You need somebody who's mature. Nikhil said, have you ever been in a situation where you know what to do but have failed to act on it according to external factors like others involved or in the environment? There's definitely been components in my life where I knew what to do and I didn't do it. Absolutely. But that's why you have to start to develop a deeper relationship with yourself and develop courage. Hey, I'm going to do this thing anyway, even if I'm afraid. Sophie said, what did I just walk into? We're giving advice on relationships and self-growth. Bring back Jack? No shot. Tommy, Jack ain't going to be coming back just because something that happened on the live. Oftentimes my partner's mood fluctuates, mine too. It's hard to cheer someone up who sees no out. Yeah, you guys have to dive into this together and hold space. Great talking to you. You too, Nikhil. If this was beneficial for you or you're into this stuff, feel free to shoot me subscribe because you're on YouTube. How can I not get nervous when I try to ask out a girl? It's not about not getting nervous when you ask out a girl. I felt exceptionally nervous when I went up to my girlfriend at the other end of the coffee shop before she was my girlfriend. She was a random girl. I was nervous. It's about developing courage. I did an entire 1 hour masterclass on that. So Josh, shoot me a DM. Can you send me the courage lecture? I'll send that over to you. What does that mean? Tommy, he got us banned on live for a little while. That's what I mean. What blank can speed up? Okay, we're not. Okay. All right. Give me advice, man. I feel bad lately. Okay, what are you feeling bad about? Sophie said also not being afraid of rejection. And yeah, you could be afraid of rejection, but still take action anyway, right? Seems like a Jack thing to do, to be honest. Yep, it is. All right, great talking to you. Hey, you as well. Yeah, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Best way to make $1 million in 3 months. I have not made $1 million in 3 months, but work exceptionally hard, I guess you could say. Do I have Instagram? I can't DM on TikTok for some reason. Yeah, Josh, my Instagram is Mighty Brad Official. Mighty Brad Official is the Instagram. Shoot me a DM on there. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being so direct and genuinely helpful. Of course, yeah, Kimmy. If you want to shoot me a follow, would love to see you back on these lives. You've been asking some good questions. I try my best to be as authentic as I can when giving these answers while being truthful. And sometimes it's like the uncomfortable truth, but it's something that's going to benefit you. Josh, I just saw you shout me a follow. Looking forward to connecting. Or, yeah, follow on Instagram. Alrighty. How can I start to practice meditation? Just set aside like 5 minutes to do meditation. Don't try and meditate for an hour. One first practice I did with meditation is focusing on my breathing. Another one I did is the cloud experiment. You think about when your thoughts come in, when you're trying to ground yourself, think about your thought, the concept on a cloud. Visualize it going by. Don't judge it. Just allow it to be there and slowly pass by. Those are the first 2 types of meditations I'd say to start off with. Hell yeah, I've been with my partner for 5 years and all of this is true. Glad it resonates. And glad you're in a fulfilling relationship. How do I feel about marriage? It doesn't work for most people because most people marry the wrong person and aren't connected to their own values and don't even have a conversation about that and the shared vision before getting married. So marriage can be the most transformational, beneficial thing in your entire life if you're actually connected to yourself and the person you're dating. If you're not, it's going to fail like it does for most people. Mr. Soup, thank you so much for My English just cut out. Mr. Soup said, thank you so much for your advice. I'm doing better now. I love to hear it, man. Appreciate you commenting that like whenever I give you guys advice and you follow through with it and it helps you, I really it means a lot when you come back in here and tell me it actually benefited you. It definitely helps me out. Uh, Appreciate you guys. Hello there. How long did it take you to reach your current self and collect all that knowledge? I've been on my self-development journey, starting to research this stuff for six years, around 7 years. Around 7 years, I've been kind of diving into this stuff. I'm divorced now because I thought I could fix him, but it's for the best. Yeah, if you have to fix your partner, it's not going to end well. Not going to end well. What are some good hobbies and things that are attractive to girls? Here's the mistake we make, Tommy. Do not try and develop a certain hobby or passion for a girl. Do it for yourself, and if you're connected to it, she'll find it attractive. It could be bird watching. It could be something that's so like seems absurd to people. If you're so passionate about it, your woman cares about. Your woman is attracted to your level of passion for that thing. Like, I think my girlfriend thinks it's cool that I coach people and I help people change their lives, but she's even more connected to the fact of how connected I am to it. Like, on our first date, she didn't tell me on the first date, but like after that, she would tell me when reflecting on our first dating experiences with each other. She was like, yeah, like I always saw like how connected you were to it, and this is something that women find attractive. Jimmy said, help. What do you need help with? So true. Or mutual hobby. Mutual hobbies can be very beneficial too, of course. I really hope I can come back and say that all is good with my partner. I hope so. Brad got all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I'm always learning every day, but I do have some answers for you. We also find men in therapy very attractive. Yes and no, because if he's in therapy, I mean, there's certain men that don't need therapy, right? So sometimes you might want a man. If a man needs to go to therapy and then you see him working on himself, that's attractive. But if, optimally, you'd probably want a guy who doesn't even need to go to therapy. What's my full-time income? Coaching. I mean, able to do the inner work. Absolutely. Exactly. What topic should we be talking about on the first date? There is no topics off limits, but you should also talk about your values, the things you care about in your life, your passions, and things of that nature. Those and talking about if you guys like, is this a dating experience where we're just trying to do something short term, or are we looking for a relationship here? You could have conversations about that. I'm an athlete and I skip the gym or practice because you don't like how you look when you move. Yeah, there's some like deep insecurities here. User, if you feel called to, shoot me a follow and a DM about this. I'd love to help you out with this. Thoughts on moving out of user experience and designer job into the fire service as a job. If that's what connects you to your soul, go for it, brother. Go for it. My neck hurts a little bit if you guys see me squirming. I sit back, and then when I answer you guys' questions and pin the comments, I lean forward, so it's just like not good. I got to figure out a better system for this. Let me actually move this closer. Hold on. That's going to be helpful. All right. Do you find journaling helpful? And should I be... Hold on. Let me move you, YouTube, so you guys could see me too. We got YouTube on this phone. All right. Here we go. Do you find journaling helpful, and should I be doing something specific while journaling? I mean, there's so many different realms of journaling. You could just talk about your day, how you're feeling. There's certain journaling prompts. There's something called shadow work, which kind of feeds into the psychology of a lot of the dark sides of human nature, and the shadow from Carl Jung, who was a psychologist, he kind of coined that stuff. But you could journal about your insecurities. You could journal about what your vision is for your life. There's nothing in particular that you need to do, whatever you feel called to. But I have found journaling very helpful for sure. Is your dating standard based on values or validation? Is my dating standard based on values or validation? Absolutely values. But you do also need to be validated by your partner and have an emotional connection and be there for each other. So it needs to be both intertwined. Should I ask my crush to prom? Absolutely. How can you tell if a girl really likes you or just likes the attention? She is willing to hang out with you and go on a date. If she just likes texting you at any time you suggest to hang out, she's like, "Oh, I'm busy," or "Oh, maybe next week," and then she's been saying that for 2 months. She just likes the attention. How to know men absolutely have a feeling or they're just being nice. You have to flirt with them. That's why flirtation is a thing. It's this fun dance, this creative dance you do with people to say, hey, do we find each other attractive? Are we on the same page here? Do you think venting verbally to someone is good, or is it better to move on quietly? Um, Sometimes it's good to vent verbally, but just make sure you're not venting all the time and never working on yourself. But it depends on the person. Some people can't hold space for you or don't want to. So if you're going to vent, make sure it's the right person, and somebody that you actually trust, and that the information is safe with them. But sometimes it's better to do it by yourself. It really depends on the exact circumstance and situation. It's all personalized. Welcome in, everybody. You remind me of my brother. In a good way or a bad way? Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys' presence. Appreciate the follow, Donna. How do I do it? How do you do what? It's good. Alright. I'm glad it's good, Zara. We are all playing the new Wolverine game. There's a Wolverine game? How long have you been with your girlfriend, and do you find it hard to keep up with flirting after a long time? No, I do not have. I do not have a hard time at all with flirting with my girlfriend. I do not have a problem at all with that. I'm exceptionally attracted to her in every way, shape, or form, and I'm constantly letting her know that. But we've been together for a little over a year. I just found out one of my friends is addicted, and I don't know what to do. I've been feeling sad. Are they getting professional help for it? How many times a day should I make the bold man cry? Making someone cry? I'm not sure the nature of your question. Oh, they're not getting help? Is it a possibility that you could help them out with that and refer them to somebody? You smiling while talking about her is so wholesome. Oh my, I love my girlfriend so much. She's literally perfect. She's literally perfect. Brad, give us the number one tip for bagging to huz. Be exceptionally confident in yourself and know that you are deserving of a high value woman. And make sure you develop yourself to become a high value man as well. Yes, a king right here recognizes his queen. Absolutely. They live in a different state, but I can look into it. Yeah, if that's something you feel called to do. The Babylonian, specifically in blank, contains a passage describes Jesus suffering, being punished. Okay. What's the point of that comment? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Zara said hard eye roll. Oh, on the comment above. Yeah, bro, just put that down there with no context. Gotta study. Nice to meet you, Brad. Keep up your thing. Appreciate you. If you want to, you're good at it. Appreciate that. If you feel called to shoot me a follow, would love to see you back in here. Hello there. Is the legend himself live? He is. How was your session, bro? How was your session? Do you think social media has ruined... Hold on, let me see if I could approve this comment. Give me a second. Why is this not working? All right, I might have to give it a second. Hello, Coach Brad. What's going on, Sheila? I don't know. No shot. Someone commented that it's not approved. You guys can't see that. I can't read that. That's actually nuts. Do you think social media has ruined perception of romantic love? Nilo and I are in the live at the same time. That's crazy. Do you think social media has ruined the perception of romantic love? It has not ruined it, but it has gotten the modern day dating culture to be very disconnected, and a lot of people listen to too much advice on social media that isn't beneficial, and then they obviously end up sabotaging themselves. But a lot of people's perception of romantic love has changed, but there's some social media profiles and pages that really depict healthy romantic relationships. So it's not social media in general that's ruined it, but it's definitely a component. How can I effectively apologize to my old crush and be forgiven? What are you apologizing to them about? Give us some advice on marketplace flipping. Yeah, marketplace flip. I mean, I don't do that. Session went amazing. Scheduled a few calls, few amazing clips as well. Captured it all too. Let's go, Nilo. Let's go. Looking forward to checking them out. Why do we demand virtue from bodies kept in survival mode? Because your body isn't. I mean, I guess you could argue your body's always in survival mode because you have to eat food and stuff like that. But don't demand virtue for yourself. Just strive for it. That's why people strive for it. Bro said, "Who TF says you can coach me, bro? I don't have to coach you. You can leave the live right now. It's completely fine." Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. No shot. So Corey just commented on YouTube. Off topic, but how has the servers ban been going? Corey, do I know you? That's actually nuts. The servers band, unfortunately, is not together anymore. We disbanded probably a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago at this point. To be honest, and again, all the guys who have been in the band with me, I think, know my perspective on this. Everybody wasn't committed enough. They just kind of gave up. I wanted to keep going. It was crazy because we were just booking more gigs, booking more venues, and then everything started to go to crap, which was unfortunate. But I want to start playing. I played drums today. I have my drum kit right there. I'm probably going to order some new cymbals and drop a decent amount of money on it because I've been wanting them for a while. I want to play live again. I want to get into another band. I don't have much time for it, but I'm exceptionally passionate about it. Man, I miss it. I miss playing drums live in a band so much. Fulfills my soul. Oh my god. Actually insane. Actually awesome stuff. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Yeah, I got to, I want to play live again. So, Corey, if you know anybody, refer me over. Brad, you got to do what aligns with your soul. Drum away. Absolutely. I think I might drop $1,300 on a new cymbal set that I've been wanting for like the last probably 7 to 10 years since I started playing drums. I've always wanted the cymbal set, and I was just thinking about it today. Like, all my cymbals are broken. Bro, I might as well just get it. How do I heal my anxious attachment to my partner? It's a good question. You have to communicate your anxiety and have them show up for you in the places that make you feel the most anxious. Give you reassurance to help you integrate this or understand it. Am I a drummer? Yes, I am. Been playing for probably almost 10 years at this point, I think. What's your opinion on Clav getting... Okay, well, why are people throwing the same comment down below? It's goofy. My boyfriend of 6 years just left me for someone else. I can't eat or sleep. I'm so heartbroken. Okay, please shoot me a follow and a DM about this, because I'm going to give you... I'll shoot you over a bunch of lecture material for free that's going to help you process this, and we'll dive into it in the DMs. How do I apologize to a man because I don't understand what's on their mind? If you don't understand what's on somebody's mind... Hold on. If you don't understand what's on someone's mind and you're just apologizing to them, ask them questions so you can understand them. I don't know what you're apologizing for. I'm a musician. I play guitar and sing. Where are you from? What part of the U.S.? If you're near me, we can get together. But chances are you won't, since, this probably promotes it out to people everywhere. 1,300 is a steal. Music stores be robbing us in broad daylight. Yeah, Nilo, what's it called? The cymbal pack also is, crazy, because, I actually thought it was, 1,700 or 1,800, and I looked at it today, I'm like, oh, it's only 1,300. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's like 7 or 8 symbols in the pack, and it's all they're dark symbols by I think it's Zilligen or whatever it is. Like they're like super high quality stuff. So I've been dying for this stuff for years. I was Rudy's neighbor when I was in New Jersey. Been good friends for a while. Oh, that's cool. Very nice. Where are you now? How can I stop feeling that way? Gregorio, please feel free to shoot me a DM about that. Should my partner ever get tired of reassuring my anxious attachment? Look, if you're asking for reassurance in the same exact way 24/7, it can get tiring. But you guys have to have open conversations about it too. Because look, your partner is going to have certain things too that they're working through that you guys always need to bring to each other. My girlfriend cheated on me. I'm sorry to hear that. Feel free to shoot me a DM about that. But also, Juan, you just said the same comment 5 times. Please don't spam. All right, Juan, I'm going to say it one more time. Do not spam the same comment over and over again. I don't want to have to mute you. Breaking into your house and play on those symbols. Dude, oh my God. You look at my symbols right now. I'm going to take you guys over here with me. YouTube, give me one. Actually, we'll take YouTube and TikTok over here. You guys ready for this? Dude, I broke all of my symbols. You see this one? Can you guys see that? 1 broken symbol, 2 broken symbols, 3 broken symbols. Dude, I'm an absolute menace. I'm an absolute menace. Are you streaming on multiple platforms? Yeah, I'm on YouTube here and TikTok on my other phone. How hard do I play? How do I word this? I play a lot of progressive metal music like Dream Theater and Metallica, stuff like that on the drums. If you're wondering where my anger goes or my sadness or my frustrations, those symbols are living proof of where that goes. But I'm also like so passionate about the songs, I get so into it, like I'm slamming on these things. I'm an absolute menace. I'm so calm, like when I'm coaching, and it's like, okay, very intricate. Drums, I'm like all over the place. What's the most painful? I don't know what that means. I don't want a happy ending, but I don't want a bad ending either. Why don't you want to have a positive ending? Interesting. How long was your relationship? I'm still in a relationship. I'm gonna be with her for the rest of my life. What's going on, Dylan? Didn't even know that was possible. You think the CIA is following you? Uh-oh. That's not good. We'll see about that. Scary bunny with the threats. We'll see about that. Are you in a fulfilling relationship, Scary Bunny? Have you ever experienced it? Have you ever been so certain about somebody? If you haven't yet, I hope you do one day. Instead of coming in here and saying, oh, we'll see if you'll be with her. It shows that you're not very connected. But I'd love to help you get there. Feel free to shoot me a DM. How to know if a girl has wandering eyes? She's not focused on you all the time. Your girl should be constantly hitting up. Your girl should be constantly trying to see you, talk to you, be with you. Too busy with school? That's an excuse. I'm too busy with school. I'm too busy with work. I run 2 businesses. I work from when I wake up till when I go to bed every single day, 5 days a week, and on the weekends until 5 p.m., and I still make time for my girlfriend. Saying I'm too busy for a relationship is always an excuse. Do you do research on preventing blank with age like that? I've done a little bit of research on it. I can't say I specialize in that in any way, shape, or form. I'm just kind of in the beginning pillars of that. How do you know when someone is making excuses versus genuinely struggling? That's a good question. All right. How do you know when someone is making excuses versus genuinely struggling? They are actively trying to actionably do things, and they're making mistakes. If they're making excuses, then they just talk in circles all the time. And the difference between discipline and burnout, well, discipline is going to propel you forward. Burning out is going to make you feel stuck. Ryan is a Hall of Fame girlfriend on God, MVP nominated every season. Yes, 100%. Yeah, you're not taking law, but yeah, cool story. I'm only trying to help you. I'm only trying to help you. If you don't want to receive that, that's completely okay. Kimmy said, do you think health anxiety is normal to a point or irrational? I had a medical procedure done where they found nothing, so I was completely okay. I had a panic attack. So some level of health anxiety can be normal, and I have that sometimes. Now, that being said, if you're experiencing it all the time, that's a different story. Where do I work? At my coaching practice, Mighty Brad Coaching. I run men's group coaching programs, women's group coaching programs, one-on-one sessions, and I recently started a marketing agency with my brother. How do I make a guy approach me, or how do I approach a guy? Yeah, it's not about making him approach you, but give him eye contact, give him a smile. Might encourage him a little bit. But approaching a guy, go up to him, ask him what his name is. Say, hey, I think you're cute. What's your name? Could be a good place to start. Could be a good place to start. Hi, Brad. How are you? I'm doing good, AJ. How are you? Welcome in, everybody. You're my best friend. I'm your best friend. I wasn't aware of that. I thought I had to consent to being someone's best friend. I didn't know we were best friends. Wait, AJ, is this you from TikTok and you're just on YouTube, or is this a different AJ? Welcome in, everybody. We got less questions today than usual. I usually can't catch my breath because there's so many questions. We got some space today, though. Once my boyfriend got me a gift, he wasn't really proud of it and talked down on it. Isn't that odd since I loved it? Yeah, he's being too hard on himself. I'm stressed and tense all the time. Thoughts are just spinning. How do I remember to relax? Stressed and tense all the time. Thoughts are just spinning. Take a few deep breaths. Don't be afraid to do that. Also, do things that you enjoy. If you need to take a break from working or something like that, give yourself 5 minutes to take some deep breaths, to meditate, whatever it is that helps you. Journaling, go for a quick walk, whatever the case is. Different AJ. You look like my geology lab partner. Nice. How can I help him with being less hard on himself? He struggles with that a lot. Okay, so next time he's being hard on himself and he gets you a gift and you really love it and he doesn't feel like it's enough, you can reaffirm things to him and say like, hey babe, I love it. And when you see him doing well, also one thing that my girlfriend does for me, I'm gonna give you guys the sauce. You ready? You could do this with your boyfriend. You don't make it excessive, right? Because then it doesn't mean anything if it's excessive. But don't be afraid to randomly tell your boyfriend you're proud of him. He probably hasn't heard that in a long time, nor has he felt it. So, giving him compliments and stuff like that and reaffirming those can be very helpful. Corey said, do you believe everyone truly has the ability to change? Everyone is like encompassing of every human being. There's certain people with certain diagnoses or illnesses and stuff like that don't go away. So for people in those super severe situations, it's not guaranteed that they can always change. But for the average person, yes, basically everyone has an ability to change. Absolutely. A lot of us are just getting in our own way. How do I break and start new habits? Breaking habits is understanding why you created it in the first place and what you're running away from. What are you in avoidance of that it helps you cope with it? And new habits, you have to actually connect to it. What's the habit going to do for me? What's it going to do to my energy levels? With how do I view myself? With my integration of my relationships? There's so many different things to dive into. Never heard anybody say she's proud of me, so it would be a surprise. Exactly. A lot of men have never been told that. The man, the myth, the legend. What's going on, man? What's a life coach? Why dive into self-growth, relationship, spirituality, helping people transform their lives? I promise I always reassure him when he doubts himself, but I don't think he takes it in what I say. Put your hand on his neck and his cheek and make him look at you and say, hey, babe, I'm proud of you. Don't let them run away from that. Do I believe in God? Yeah. Everything has happened in such a crazy way in my life that there's no way that God doesn't exist. Hello, my boyfriend broke up with me, and I think it's my fault because he likes another girl, and every day I was texting every day first, and I still feel like it's my fault. It's not your fault, it's just that they weren't mature enough to have conversations with you. That's not your fault. Hi, Mighty Brad. What's going on? I promise. Oh, I already got that. Yo, Guy, your comment didn't get approved by TikTok, but I see it. That's a funny comment. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. As someone who struggles, how as a girlfriend did you do it? You struggle, I got a crush, but's impossible. Can you rephrase that question? Spook says, are you not average? Well, I run businesses that I truly care about. Most people hate what they do for work. I'm in an exceptionally fulfilling relationship. Most people aren't in fulfilling relationships. I have many passions and hobbies in my life. Most people don't have that. If you're talking about I'm average looking, I mean, if you believe that, I respect your opinion. I'm not going to argue with you about that. People are attracted to different people. No, I don't think I'm average. If I was average, I'd be overweight, miserable, and feeling disconnected in my life, and those I do not feel. But if you're on here calling me average, those might be things that you're struggling with, and if you're looking for help with them, shoot me a DM about it. Hey, my bad, haven't been on TikTok. A lot of stuff going on. Hey, no worries at all. How do you deal with coworkers who treat you horrible, but then they're very nice when it comes to certain coworkers? I have to deal with this all the time. If your coworkers are disrespectful and treat you badly, you have to put up boundaries. Say, hey, look, I don't appreciate being treated this way. Please don't do that again. I'm 19. When should I expect to move out of my parents' house? And yes, we own the house. When should you expect to move out of your parents' home? Well, it depends on how much money you're making, what you're doing for work. There's no rush for it, especially if you don't have to pay rent. I have a job. I have a girl and I look all right, lol. All right. I've just got here. How did you get your girlfriend? Oh, yeah. I walked up, I saw her on the other end of a coffee shop. I just went up to her, told her I thought she was cute, got her number, and went on a date. Sometimes he says I deserve better, and I hate when he does that. How do I deal with that? Ask him to stop saying those things. You can invite him to do that. Dylan said, John 14:15. If you love me, keep my commandments. How do you interpret this from your perspective? From my perspective, if it's from the Bible, then I'd say it's probably of the realm of listen to the commandments like it says. I mean, it's a very obvious statement. I don't know if that's really up to interpretation. What are you doing of a person who has the same feelings for a woman for 4 years she doesn't even know him? Can you rephrase that question? I don't know if you saw my previous comment, but I asked how do you help people with those who are afraid to ask a girl for their socials since they may be scared that they have a boyfriend? Well, if you're just walking around your life assuming every girl has a boyfriend, you're dead wrong. Don't assume anything. Go up to a girl. If she rejects you and says she has a boyfriend, you took up 15 seconds of your day, and now you're going to move on. There's nothing to be afraid of. All rejection is a redirection. All right, everybody. I appreciate everyone's presence. I have to eat some dinner. So if you guys have not shot me a follow yet and you're enjoying the conversation, we go live 7 days a week. Feel free to shoot me a follow. Feel free to subscribe on YouTube. Love to see you guys back in here. Tomorrow's TikTok Live is going to be at, what is tomorrow, Thursday? I think tomorrow's TikTok Live might be late at like 10 p.m. because I have a group session with my clients at 9 and then a bunch of sessions before then. So see you guys around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow for the TikTok Live. If you haven't shot me a follow already and you want to see me tomorrow, feel free to shoot me a follow. If you didn't like this live, enjoy the rest of your day. But I appreciate you guys' presence, your questions. If I did not answer your question, shoot me a DM about it. I'll get back to you. Or bring it to the live tomorrow. Peace out, YouTube. Peace out, TikTok. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you very much. And if you're a woman, I'm starting a free women's group. It's starting next Monday. Shoot me a DM about that. See you guys soon. Peace out, everyone.